Hi guys, this is Fee.
Hi, and I'm Sue.
And this is Dear Bride. And so, content has to be created whether or not one mic is working.
Today, this is Resilience sitting here. If you are wondering why we have one mic,
Call
let
us
me just tell you.
resilience. We have
These
to keep at
devices
it.
can do that thing to you.
Yeah, but we keep going, we keep at it. So, what are we talking about today?
Hey, first of all, we need to remind these guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Yeah?
Guys, Munangoji, please.
What are you waiting for?
Subscribe.
Yes,
and keep
please.
engaging with us.
Yeah, and ring and press that bell. I almost said ring that bell.
Press that notification bell so that anytime we post content, you are able to just view it fast and like as a fast person.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So today we're actually talking about how we introduced our spouses to our parents.
Yes.
Some juicy content, guys. Some juicy content.
So I think for me, when we started dating and he had asked me out, I was a bit hesitant introducing him simply because I felt or I thought I was still young. And then because we had talked about it and we were serious and we were getting into this
Kwani,
thing.
how old were you?
I was 24. I know some of you will say, hey, you are old enough, to make that decision. But for me, I was still feeling like I still have some education, more education to, pursue. I still have so many other things to pursue. So when we got serious and he told me, now we want to take it to the, a notch higher, I felt, wow, what will my parents say? But then he told me, go tell your parents that this is it, this is where we are at, and we are getting serious with it, and then get their response. I know.
Can you just say you are focused at 24? Because let me just tell you, with this Nairobi
I know.
and character development, 24-year-olds here, I don't think are thinking about marriage.
Yeah, but let me surprise you. When he told me now we are getting serious and I want to tell your parents, I did not tell my parents. I bought time.
Kwanza you, there's a thing with you just buying time always.
I bought time.
Yeah.
I took, the first week went by, I didn't tell them. The second week went by, I didn't tell them. The third week, and he sat me down and told me, I think you're joking. You need to tell your parents so that we know what way we are going right from the beginning. I think main reservation was we come from two different backgrounds, that is tribes. And he didn't know exactly how my parents would interpret that. And you guys know, it can be quite something.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to be all clear so that as you're taking it a notch higher, we involve our parents and everything. And so when he sat me down and told me that I had to, it was important, I actually saw the point and the need.
Yeah.
So I went right ahead and first told my mom. Because how do I start just telling my bazooms? How do I just telling him? And at that time I was pursuing masters and I hadn't even, I was just in my first semester. And so I was like, what am I going to even tell him? So I first told my mom. And my mom was so happy and was like, you go right ahead. We need to sit down your dad and, tell him this manenos and all and the plan. So my mom and I decided to pray about it, to pray over it before we tell my dad, because I'm sure if my dad reacted otherwise, I would have just been crushed and this would have just,
I know.
So we decided to pray about it together for 2 weeks. We prayed about it. Then the day came and I told my dad, and I remember that evening when he sat him down and I told him, Dad, there's something I want to tell you. I know the way that can look, he just looks at you and all information guys, it's not that I fear my dad, but there's some it's an African setting and there's some conversations that you just take time before you have with your dad. And so,
then especially I think also in the background, having had gone through like the post-election violence in Kenya. And there's this tribal thing that sometimes even though, yes, your parents can be godly or, sometimes there's an undertone of these are the people we can interact with or we can date and marry. And then these are the people we can't. And not that our parents are tribalistic.
No.
It's just that, we live in our in a broken world.
True.
And this is the reality especially here in Kenya. I think, I don't
also,
know if
given the
other
fact
places,
that time when post-election was happening, we were living in Nakuru and we were hit. Like, we were fast hit.
Affected,
like, we were affected, you know. Like, it was just not good. We had to actually be whisked away in the wee hours in the morning, like 3 a.m., to just, you know, escape from all that. So, you know, there's that background to it. And given that knowledge, I knew we have to just pray about it and just know how to go about it and approach it with wisdom.
Yes,
you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think people should tell us if at all you're married to someone who is not from your community, your tribal community. How did you handle that? Because most stories are coming.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you
So
know.
I remember that evening when he sat him down, I told him, Dad, I have something to tell you, and I think you need to know. He was very keen and told me, yeah, go right ahead. And I broke the news that, I'm actually dating.
Yeah.
And he was so happy. He didn't actually ask from what community or something, but I just thought it wise to tell him. And I told him he's from this community and all. And he told me, we need to have coffee. Like, he just wanted to be sure.
I want a meeting. And this one was a serious one.
It's a serious one?
Yeah.
So that we are clear. Is this
And
what you want?
actually, people out here usually introduce how many people to their parents.
Exactly.
I don't know what your view is about this, but
just tell us what your view is. How many people have you introduced to your people, to your
Do
parents?
You introduce every single significant person to your parents and your family? And then now, if it doesn't work out, what happens? If we liked them,
exactly.
Can we stay their friends and you guys don't talk, or is it that we serve our altars if he's gone or she's
all of
gone?
us cut ties. And it's gone, you know. So he just wanted to be sure that you are clear, this is what you want. So we went for this coffee and he asked me questions. And looking back, those questions really helped my mind settle. Because he was just giving me a picture of the reality of how things are, you know, in this other light. You know, I'm your dad, yes, but this is the experience I've had. These are the things that you need to know. Are you still sure and serious that you want to go for it? And I told him yes. And he told me, I want to sit down with that young man.
Hey, come on.
Tell him to give us a date where there are two of us without you.
They must be responsible.
I was actually, you know, and you will not be in that sitting. I just want to talk to him man to man. We just talk and have a conversation. And just know, is this what he wants? What exactly plans? What plans? What is his intention? You know. So I went back to him and I told my parents, and my dad actually said he wants to see you. And he actually was very happy. He accepted and gave a date, and they met. And guess what?
Hey.
My dad came with a notebook and a pen with questions written down.
We need to borrow your dad's notebook. I know which questions he wrote.
I know. To date, by the way, I've never known what questions he had asked.
Oh, yeah?
But he wrote questions and answers. He actually still has that notebook. And apparently they usually meet and just talk over it. And it's like, you had said this.
Are you kidding me?
What? Imagine. He actually wrote down questions and the answers he received on that day.
Because let me tell you guys.
And after that meeting, he said, you guys have my blessings.
Oh.
Imagine.
It was that easy.
Like, but I think because he had already, you know, settled. He's talked to this one, he has written down responses, because now, I think according to him, when you write it down and you have something you can show, you will hold someone accountable, as opposed to, you just talked and, you know, it went down the drain, and you know, for him, recording was very important.
But I think it's beautiful to see how the fact that your husband loves accountability.
Yes.
Because if he was a riffraff, he would have ran away.
Yes.
He would have been like, Mimi, don't count me in on this.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, he was very, you know, he didn't hold back.
Yeah.
He was very open, and they went, the two of them, and I think they just became friends. And after that meeting, he was very happy. He was like,
so you hear, guys, there are good in-laws out here who will hold you accountable and help you. As in, they'll work with you. And I think that's the true beauty of this whole story.
Exactly.
Hey.
And now, so...
Well, let me just tell you guys, when I was asking you whether you will introduce your people to the people you're dating to your parents, well, I introduced the first person I was dating to my parents.
Wow. And
well, it didn't work out. So see, we move on.
We move.
We move on.
You fall down, you rise up, you dust yourself.
Unairudi soko.
Unaoga.
Nowadays we say kuoga na kurudi soko, nilirudi soko. But then at that point, I didn't feel like I went to go back to the market. You know?
You wanted to self-love, take care of myself.
Go on dates. Like what Salimo nowadays does, you know? On Mondays, she's busy
taking herself out
and loving herself. Exactly. So, but anyway, it's also biblical. Love yourself. What is that scripture?
Neighbor as yourself. Hey, so you have to know how to love yourself first.
Exactly. Because I mean, how will you express it? So it's biblical, but we are not talking about this toxic self-love.
By this,
for you being selfish. That's not what we are talking about. But anyway, we digress. So, remember I told you guys that my mom was an intercessor. So she's like, Susan, you know this is your season for marriage. I was like, well, may the Lord who's speaking to you also speak to me.
Tell us about it.
It can't be one way. Yeah. So anyway, I got the same witness in my heart. So I started actually intentionally praying about the spouse that the Lord will bless me with.
Yeah.
So the interesting bit at this point, I had some two people in my DMs just asking me,
and a slide on your DM.
You know, going for dates, you know, taking that kahawa, but being very open and saying, at this point,
this is where we are at.
This is where I am.
And I am,
and this is where I'm coming from.
Wow.
And then one day, a friend from nowhere, we usually talk.
A friend. Guys, among your friends. Okay, I'm not trying to lead you on to anything, but a friend.
A friend. So a friend out of nowhere, whom we usually talk. Tulikuwa tunaongea sana. And he used to send memes. Memes.
Meme lords, where art thou? Lift your hand, comment down below, post those memes.
So
you never know.
At a certain point, our conversations took a shift. This was later in the year, 2019. So our conversations take a shift, and he's like, unaonaje meme na wewe? For guys who don't understand like Swahili, I don't know how to tell
and you. Like, how do you interpret that?
And the meme na wewe is actually the word meme. So he was like, how unaonaje meme na wewe?
Meme to me and you. But now, if you interpret it, like if you translate it, it becomes okay. People might not get the meme now.
They might not get it, but it makes sense for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, I lingered that story. Then later on, I accepted. So we are here. This is late December, and we are intentional. He's like, I want to marry you. So ours was very direct.
He has no time to waste.
He should know what he wants.
No time to waste. He just went. He hit the nail on the head.
Yes, straight.
Hit the nail on the head.
It entered.
That makes sense. Whoa.
Yeah, so
they're focused guys out here.
They're focused. Focused guys out here.
And what was your response?
Oh, and I should mention that this guy was actually a friend of ours. He's a mutual friend.
I'm talking like I don't know him, but he's a mutual friend. We've been friends for so long.
Yeah, so anyway, so kumbe huku nje alikuwa ameshafanya research, talking to people like Fiona and asking around whether, is Sue available.
How is Sue?
Kumbe he already knows, and me, I had not announced that I'm not available.
Yeah.
Me, I knew inside my heart I'm available. I'm now single, but kumbe anafanya research. So he must know how to research, guys. If he doesn't know how to research, what are you doing?
He must have that interest.
Where did you find him? There's a problem.
Yeah, he actually must have that interest in you.
Yes.
Interest enough to push him to go find out information about you.
And pursue. Yes.
And pursue also, yeah. That's true.
Lakini pia usicheze hard to get. I mean, there needs to be reciprocity.
Don't take too long. Don't also waste their time too much.
I know. Anyway, so in this point, so we sat down, he told me what his intentions were.
Wow.
And I was also in the same space. So I was like, let's do this. Let's get married. So we planned. At that point, we planned what we wanted our 2020 to look like.
Oh, that's nice.
That was December
Focused
of 2019.
People.
We are focused.
Planning.
Yeah, so we set the date of when we wanted to do our introductions, when we wanted to have our traditional wedding, when we wanted to have our actual wedding. Anything else that was in between there that we wanted done, we actually...
And you guys are doing this, but you've not told your parents. Like, you've not gone to tell either of the parents. You guys are focused. You know this will happen. Faith.
Yes.
You know it will happen.
So we were intentional. We were like, this is the direction. Okay, sawa. So now let's communicate this to our people. So I come from from a single parent home. So I used to live with my mom.
Okay.
So my mom and dad are separated. So the moment I went and told my mom about, at this point we were actually dating. So actually, how I told my mom, I remember when I was sent that text of Unonaje Mimna, I went and told my mom, hey, mom, Victor is in my inbox asking me this. My mom laughed, and I can't forget how she had left she was in the kitchen, and when I was telling her I was in the living room, she came to the door, the door between the kitchen and the living room.
Yeah.
And she was like, she laughed. There's a laugh she does, and then claps her hands, and she's like, yes. And she was like, that's your husband. I had not even decided. And she was like, yeah, that's your husband. Whoa. So me, from the word go, my mom was like, yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. When are they coming? When? Yes. On the flip side, I had to tell my dad.
Of course, yeah.
So we I think, I can't remember how that went, but I remember telling him that I have someone I'd like him to meet, and we need to. So I told him I'm dating, and we have intentions of getting married. So I would like for him to
actually meet
my
this
future
person.
spouse.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that it was the beginning of a cat and a mouse scenario with my father, because
no, I think he was just like, no, not my little girl,
So me, I even myself at this point, I can't tell you what the issue was. Well, I think what you're speculating might be true.
Yeah, because it's like, what? Somebody else is coming in.
Yeah, so on one hand, I have one parent who's very supportive and ready to move when I say what the direction is. And on the flip side, I have another parent who is not responsive and is not speaking. And so I think there are certain points he gave an intentional date on when we should meet, and then something miraculously comes up.
Yeah.
So we arranged for I think I'm the one. No, I can't remember. I think at first we had an intro where our parents weren't around.
Okay.
No, I introduced Victor to my mom, and then he introduced me to his parents.
Okay.
So I went all the way to Nyeri to see his parents, and then he came all the way to see my mom.
Your mom.
And then now after that, we arranged one where now the parents met.
Would be there.
Yes, so my mom met the parents, and they clicked, because Victor's parents are also godly, and they love God.
They love God, and
that's
true.
So they clicked. They were happy.
Wow.
And then from there, they decided and set a date for our Rorashu.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were like, this is the direction. We don't want a lot of hassle. And our parents are very easy people. So they were like, if you guys have decided, because we were asked, unaweka hapo mbele, unasema, have you decided? And he was also asked, have you decided? Tell us, what have you decided? We gave our own, kila mtu alipeana speeches, and then now after all our speeches, they were like, okay, if you guys have decided and we are witnesses, then let's move forward.
I think for me, immediately after my dad told us you guys have and can go on, I think now the next step was now to inform our parents, both sides. I think we should call our spouses to come say how their side, their parents reacted. We are just giving one side of the story. Yes. They should actually feature somewhere and say how did their side react when they were told, hey, we are actually getting
someone,
this. Because after that, it was now all meeting the parents from both sides. And for me, my in-laws just came, and it was a nice meeting.
Did you go to Steve's home?
I actually went.
Without anyone else?
Funny enough, after he had communicated to the parents that is the girl and everything, the next thing was I went there, but I did not go alone. I went with two of my friends.
Oh, same.
First time. Yeah.
Mercy, if you're anywhere.
I know.
If you're anywhere. Because them, they were so invested.
Yeah, I know. I went with Lena and Wambo, and I know they can remember this. So I went with two of my friends to their place. I think I just felt, let's just go, know.
And you need covering. You need help.
You need people to be praying as you're speaking to your in-laws. And I remember I went with okay, I know this, it's cliche. Oh, don't go to your in-laws dressed sijui how. It's not that we actually dress sijui anyhow. But then I remember I had to look for, that kind of dress to go. First impression.
You're not alone.
What?
You're not alone.
The pressure.
Me remember the previous night before now traveling to go see Victor's parents. Because now we were going with my friends. Victor was already home. So we were going to see him and see the parents. Yeah, my mom. No, you can't wear that.
I know.
That is not for the in-law. I was like, he's not even paid.
You guys need
We've
to
not
tell
even
us,
done
how
the
did
traditional
you
marriage?
approach your in-law? Like that first impression, what did you know?
She had more pressure than me. Yet I'm the one going.
I know.
It was
So
like,
I had to even tell my friends, let's, just the nitty-gritties,
Yeah.
keep time. Hey, you
Yes.
don't want to be seen, you were supposed to get there by 2, 3, 4 or 3. You're not there, or you're getting there late,
Hey.
You just wanted to keep time. The pressure. What pressure have you guys faced?
Yeah.
Those fast introductions, Nini. Please comment down below and
Sasa,
tell
let me
us.
tell you. So for me, this introduction, when I went to go see Victor's parents, it was the best. As it is the highlight of my life.
Aww.
Because we went, his dad had traveled to Mombasa. So we went, he wasn't around, but he was like, I'll be coming back.
Yeah.
So me, I was like, all the way from Mombasa, why? It's okay. Hey,
So
the
kind
mom
of
had
him.
prepared a feast for us.
Eish.
We ate.
Tell us about it.
Those food, those chai. Chai is tea,
And
guys.
tea.
Hey, we ate.
Oh,
We
that's
ate
so
to a
nice.
feeling.
And the dad actually traveled.
Imagine the dad cut short his trip to come see
Guys.
who is this girl that has been making Victor laugh loudly in the house.
With the memes.
Yeah. And then at this point, so you remember in 2019 when we were making our plans?
Yeah.
So now Victor, at that point I was like, so what's your plan? What's your mpango? I mean, you need to have a plan.
Yeah, that's true.
He said his plan for us was we need 3 years. Yeah?
3 years.
Just wait, let me tell you.
Hey, tell me about 3
So
years.
he was like, yeah, we need 3 years. So the first year was for us to just know each other. Even though we had
Surely,
been friends
you guys had been
since
friends
2014.
since, yeah.
But again, it's not like we were hanging out every single time.
Every other time, yeah.
But then
that's
for
true.
him, he was like, year 1 is for us to know each other as girlfriend and boyfriend. I was like, okay. Year 2 is for us to now, introduce our parents to each other, our families to know each other.
You have to introduce
Yes,
families.
in this scenario, we need
this
it.
one looks like you are introducing your extended a whole year.
And then year 3 was now for us to make the plans, now get married and finalize. So ideally, because we were in 2022, we were in 2020.
Yes,
No,
2019.
2019. So ideally, this year is when
Actually,
I'll be getting
you'll be
married.
getting married this year.
Let's
And
have
you
a
said-
moment of silence.
Yeah, I know. 3 years,
Victor.
guys. Hey.
Let's just-
So he actually had he communicated
Wait,
this?
let me tell you. So now I told him, my friend, if you want to keep me for 3 years, I am out.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm
If
out.
you guys had already been friends, surely.
Yeah.
So
What more do we
3
need?
more years.
So now, now we are in Nyeri. Now dad comes, he cut his trip short. He actually came in at around the time we were supposed to leave because he was like, just wait for me.
Just wait, I'm coming.
And I was so happy because he was so excited. He wanted to know about
nice.
me. He asked me questions of who I
Wow.
am, what I'm doing with my life. As in, it felt like we had known each other for the longest and he was the easiest person, same to mom.
Wow.
So now we are leaving. Mercy is he's reversing the car. We want to leave, and then
Yeah.
now dad asks me, so now that you guys are dating, what would you like us to pray for on your behalf?
Wow.
Prayer point number 1, guys, was can you guess?
Of course.
3 years.
3 years.
I told him your son wants to keep
Your
me
wise.
for 3 years.
You're very wise.
Beauty and
Think
brains.
about it. Think about it.
Beauty and brains. I was like, your son wants to keep me for
For
3
3 years.
And me, I can't. I just can't. So later on, now when we were talking with Victor, alipewa lecture. He was given a lecture by his dad. And the dad told him, if a girl is ready, what more are you waiting for? Yeah, gentlemen, what do you wait for?
Why do you guys like buying time? What exactly?
For why?
I know there are people who say, I'm waiting until I get enough money. Guys, money will never get to that point. You'll say,
I mean, money
enough
comes and
for
goes.
I know.
And if you wait...
And it will never fix at that point. You're like,
this is
now
enough money.
Now let's stop.
Yes.
Stop. Let's stop. I don't want more money.
I know. It can never
really,
be that.
I know. And sometimes it's a journey also of faith.
Yes.
And telling the Lord, this is what I want. And actually praying for it. And imagine God does it. Faith. Guys, faith. I'm not saying that Nani, Victor probably had plans to buy you a mansion before you get married.
Well, we will buy that mansion together.
Together.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
And after that, it was out of the window. That 3-year plan became a year. And in a year, we were married.
Time you were married.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. I think for me, I was the one who was holding us back.
Yeah.
Because my wedding was to be held in December of 2017. Mm-hmm. But I actually just requested for more time. The main reason I did that is because I felt like I wanted to complete first my master's, then just get married after that, because I've had stories of, how parenting, and because I knew, there are people, everyone has their own priorities and all. I knew at some point I'd become a mom. I knew this the plan would have and everything.
Yeah.
And so he also just agreed, but my dad was also for the opinion of, why are you taking more time? Guys get married,
Yeah.
And eventually we got married in 2018, yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history, guys. And we need to just come back here and probably tell them how
the
journey was
yes.
like after that.
Now actually
planning. How it actually went down, the planning process. The traditional wedding, the stories. Because we have stories. You guys keep it here. We're going to tell you all that. We're going to just narrate all that information. So keep engaging with us.
And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do so.
Yeah. So
because this is robbery without violence. If you're watching our videos and you haven't subscribed,
y'all have heard it.
Do you want to be a robber?
Y'all have heard it. I won't add nothing else.
I know. So subscribe. Press the notification bell to be reminded anytime we upload our videos.
And
keep it locked.
Yeah, that's it.
I know.